shadow work for a few times. I agree with this. There's no time like the present. I don't know why I even said that, but as I said, I would not have blocked you guys. I've now taken full responsibility for the gatekeeping role in the chat. Okay. So ultimately, he obviously thinks what went down is bullshit. Like I said, we probably agree on most things. So peace. If you guys are going to smear us on our show, kindly share our links. So I don't know. So this is going to be my response to these guys. I already responded to it, but I'm going to, the next day after this happened, Mark put this video up.
Listening audience dried up over the last season because I went in on motherfuckers this year. I went in on them. And I told them what I think about them. And I apologize for 0 things that I said. I meant every last fucking syllable of it. And I will not apologize and take it back because I'm correct about what I said. I put forward the exact truthfulness that I'm required to put forward to tell people where they're at. And that's exactly what I did. So what that did for me, because I'm not one of these losers who's only worried about the bottom line figure when it comes to the fucking mammon dollar, I'll take the hit to say what's true. And let me tell you what happened. So I don't know. I'm not just saying this either. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to pay the mortgage on this house. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to have this operation. We'll see, depending on how many people want to contribute to this operation, because it's probably going to go away after I can't pay my mortgage anymore because 0 resources are basically coming in. I got the first order in 40 days on my gifts area yesterday. 1 order in the last month and 10 days. I'm fucked. And I'm fucked because I did the right thing and told people the truth about who and what they are. They're lazy bags of immoral shit sitting on their ass thinking this is some fucking game, thinking this is some fucking social event. They're going to find out how much of a social event when fucking tactical nukes go off in their backyard. They're going to find how much it's a social game when fucking a police force is put together that make the Nazis look like they're handing flowers out to people.
The socializing I talk about. Everybody wants to socialize. They just want to be known and hang out with people that know the same stuff they know. And this goes against teaching anything to, like, this is infield baseball. And I get it. When you're a new activist, I get it. You don't know how to do activism yet. By the way, everyone hit the smash the like button. I never say that shit. And any super chats go towards editing the show and editing Mark's work and putting it up on YouTube. So if any super chats come in, that's what that goes towards. Yeah, so this socializing, these guys just want to get in these groups. And it's like, you're supposed to socialize with people that aren't in your group to get the message out. Like us over here, our main goal is converting vegan libs to being anarchists. And I'm doing this with people that found veganism through Mark Passio. So it's like, these guys know that they aren't taking things to the full extent, and they're just upset. And as we'll watch, there's several videos we're watching later. These guys on the network, these vegetarian guys, can't help but talk shit about vegans all day long. And all their content, they can't help but mention it and try and discount what we're doing and try and cope being either a vegetarian, which is just clown show, or a carnist still, and just being like, oh, it just works better for me, like. So I don't get this socializing shit. I'm a vegan. I'm into crypto. I have a podcast. Obviously, I know people aren't going to like me, right? You know, like I'm not out here trying to make friends. People come on my show and they leave my show every week because they get freaked out. You know, like this is the most this is the most dangerous show to be on right now in this movement because of the stuff we talk about. No one wants to hear what we have to talk about over here. And we're not talking about anything that new. You know, these guys should all know this. But what's up, Christian?
Living the dream.
What's up, John Balls? Are you there, John Balls?
What's up, man? How
John
you
Balls,
doing?
Peak male specimen.
That's who got me into veganism. The fucking peak male specimen. When I saw John, I was like, how do I become more like that?
You know what you need? You need a fanny pack, dude. That's where it's at.
I agree. I actually agree. I do need a fanny pack.
Hide your big balls, John. You gotta hide. You gotta protect your big balls with a fanny pack.
No, I got fucking wears overalls.
Yeah. What's up, Steve? What's up, vegan metalhead?
I'm here. I actually got into veganism from metal music.
Oh,
yeah.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, I got into veganism through hardcore metal.
Yeah, I mean, I should have.
It's very common. It's surprisingly a common way for people to get exposed to veganism is heavy metal and hardcore.
Yeah, a huge level of activism, you know, expressed through music.
Yeah. No, everything I'm doing today, I was doing when I was 17 and 18. Except I smoke weed now. That's the only difference.
I don't smoke weed.
I was straight edge then. Now I smoke weed, but it's all the same anti-government, you know, like.
When did you start?
What?
When did you start?
I first went vegan when I was in 1996.
Smoking weed.
Fuck. 2008.
Wait, I just thought 17 or 18 is really late. I was smoking that shit when I was 12.
You went vegan?
No, I was vegan. I was a straight edge kid growing up. I was like proud to not smoke and drink and do drugs and shit like that.
Right.
Like I was super straight edge. I have it tattooed on my back. It's pretty crazy. But
what's it say?
Yeah, straight edge.
Really? Oh, that's awesome.
Even though I'm not anymore. But
that didn't work out for you, huh?
Earth Crisis and the vegan straight edge movement put veganism on the map. The word for sure. But anyway, we're gonna get back to this video. We got to get through it. It's too funny.
Because that's what's coming, and they don't get it. They don't get it because they're sitting looking at a fucking screen. You know why? I told people over a year ago the podcasts are going to get brutal, vicious. They're going to get because you shouldn't be listening at this point. You should already be doing. You should already be doing, and you should already be influencing other people to learn real morality. At this point, the podcast is intended to be speaking to the people who have sat on their ass and done nothing and continue to listen. It's not about listening. It's about you got to fucking already have learned it and moved on to action. And if that's the case, you don't need to hear the brutality that I'm dishing out on the later podcast. But guess what?
Yeah, this has been a big problem in the movement since the dawn of time, is that people choose to open their eyes and then just suspend in that picture, that photograph of time, and not ever continue to change things. Is there someone else in here? Who dat? Oh. Quinoa. Never change anything, and then they get all like it's the Dunning-Kruger thing Marx talks about. They get this confidence about where they are and how great a person they are and what they're doing in their life, and they think that their activism is just way better than it actually is, and it gets really ridiculous because you got these guys, then you get this cult of personality and all these social scenes and hierarchies and stuff, and it's like no one is actually doing any work. That's been my biggest complaint with the truth movement since I got in 2010. No one's actually doing anything but infield baseball. It's just social scene and who said what on a video, and it's just absolutely ridiculous. But we're all going to keep this going.
I'll tell you right now, it's a spiritual fucking lesson. It's some of the hardest spirituality that anybody would have to fucking try to understand, because it's talking right to the entrenched, calcified ego in people. That's what it's doing. And it's saying, no, you're not going to continue to come with your bullshit. I'm going to shut you down. The universe doesn't have a voice. We have to be its voice. We have to be its influential vibratory energy coming through our mouth. That's what the throat chakra is. You know? And too few people are doing it. There should be 1 million people teaching objective morality and natural law by now. What are there? A couple hundred worldwide? It's a laughing joke. It's junk. It's the biggest junk effort of all human history. It's junk. And I don't care if people hear that and, oh, I'm discouraged. It's the truth. You got to be able to hear the truth and say, well, we're going to double down on our effort then if it hasn't been good enough. You don't say, well, Mark's telling us the truth, so let's quit. I'm not telling people to quit. I'm telling people how inexcusably pathetic their efforts have been to this point. And that's what a good leader does. It doesn't blow smoke up someone's ass and say you're doing a great job when you're doing a shit job. Like I said in the last few episodes, an Olympic coach would not tell their protege trying to get into the Olympics that they're
exactly. This is exactly what I'm talking about here. All these guys.
I don't know. If you were an Australian breakdancing coach, I think you would really try to motivate your team to, you know.
Yeah.
Just do your best, you know, and just, you know.
Obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
But
speaking of, I saw that bitch on a commercial
lying to you, telling you you're better than you are when you aren't. And that's what these guys have around them 24/7 are these yes men that just, oh, your shit's so good. Oh my God, you're changing my life. Like, it's like bullshit.
Like Justin for fucking Rose, just polishing them off.
He's supposed to be here.
I don't know. I feel like it's a good example, you know, because you got like literally a quarter of the world going, hey, you know, like within her ability, she did great. And then you literally have reality that it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, that's not a thing at all. Stop lying to people. Stop lying about a system. What the fuck?
No.
Dude, she was on a commercial today.
I don't even want to know. I don't know why this. Why do people are so comfortable with living lies and continuously doing stupid shit, thinking it's like? I mean, don't get me wrong. I find humor in things and I laugh about it, but let's be real. It's no different than like a fucking comedian situation. Like, I can tell you the real fucking joke. The fact you're laughing at it. Sad.
People don't want to work on things. They just want to claim that they've already climbed the mountain when they haven't. Because by their actions, by their behaviors, by their reactions to me, by their reactions to vegans, they're showing us how little shadow work they've done, that they can't even handle the topic being brought up. It shows a lot. And these dudes are not going to be teaching anything to anybody. And yet these guys all have like 500 videos on YouTube that don't have any views. But anyway, let's get back to this. I want to get through this real
time
quick.
Or their effort was good enough. Oh yeah, you'll medal with that time on the track. No, you won't. You'll be laughed out of the fucking building. Oh yeah, your effort on the gymnastics floor, that's gonna earn you at least a silver. No, it's not. It's junk. And if you're honest with the protege, if you're honest with the person that you're trying to instruct and get them to actualize to their full potential, you're going to tell them where they're at. You're not going to lie to them. And that people won't do it. They won't do it because they're more attached to money and comfort. Money and comfort right now are the complete enemies of good. They're the complete enemies of good. Wanting to have...
And we all know, we all love Mark, but the one compromise he's made is including money and being so dependent on money, or at least dependent on the people of his network for money. He's allowed these clowns to soil his reputation by having them, because they're paying him to take his classes and get in his network. So this is one of our only criticisms. Maybe 3 or 4 things I harshly disagree with Mark on. I think he could do way better on his own. Doing something else.
It's not so much the money. It's just as I said before, it's how everybody's so fragmented, and it's already so fragmented.
That's fine.
100 different kind of issues and stuff, and he's overwhelmed, I feel, and he's just trying to keep people together. People need to support him, so with resources, so he keeps going. But
that's the problem. And then he's training all these guys to do the same thing and be based, to like you giving your freedom. I think he could go about it a different way and not have to deal with all these dill holes shitting on his name.
Well, I mean, that's where we come in, because it should be the network should be self-regulating. There should be people coming out and doing exactly what you're doing. There's no
should have quality disciples.
There's nobody like that, like you on the network, who's willing to push these buttons, and I think you're doing good here. It's great.
I hope.
Money and remain comfortable is the enemy of true goodness in the world right now. No one told anybody doing the right thing would be the easy thing to do. We have to stop looking to get out, doing the easy thing, get out the easy way, take the shortcut. That's why the life lesson is stop looking for those things. They don't exist. You got to do it the hard way, especially now because it's been ignored for all these decades and decades. And that's what karma is. Karma is the force in the universe that's a governing dynamic that says, are you doing the right thing or are you doing the easy thing? Are you explaining what's right and trying to influence people for the true spiritual good? Or are you saying, I don't want to rock the boat. I don't want to make a problem. I don't want to lose anything, especially money. It's not a good enough effort. It's a junk shit.
Or friends in high places.
We got to choose the hard thing over the easy thing. The hard thing right now is the right thing, and that's got to be chosen over what's easy and comfortable. And you can't tell that to dumb motherfuckers. You can't tell that to dumb, egotistical, shit-brained motherfuckers. They want to hear, oh, poor baby, the universe cares that you just ignored this all this time, and it's going to let you off the easy way. You're going to get let off the hook so easy, That's all. Just go vote for Trump and all your karmic debt is forgiven. It's a nonsense, childlike mindset. And the people are not interested in hearing how it really works, certainly from me. They're not interested. I've been given a mandate. No donations, no gifts sold on the store. I don't know when I had maybe a couple of straight donations have come in since I stopped broadcasting, maybe a few. That's about it. And 40 days without one sale. And I bet you people won't believe me. I should just bring it up and show it to you. I'd have to hide some other personal data, but I could show you my list of orders. I'll show them to you. Give me a minute. Yeah, that should be enough to do it. I mean, I know that I'll just show the last two, and I'll try to cover up the names. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can, just to not have people's identity going out. Yeah, I can do it. I covered people's names up. And you'll see the small amounts that they're for. And imagine if you had no income coming in for 40 fucking days, or it's like 38 days, something like that. All right, so hold on a second. Let me share my whole screen. And I'm not even trying to make it about that. I'm just showing you what I'm explaining, how this relates to karma, which is the question is, this is what actually doing what is right will get you. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't mean you're being punished by the universe. It means this is how much people hate hearing what's true in the world today. That's how much they hate hearing what's true. Hold on a second. Okay, I have it right at the spot, and I have those covered up. Okay, I could share it. So I'll just show you the last two orders I got and how much they're separated by time. Hold on. Because I don't really want to obviously give people's personal info out.
Oh, shout out to Will Keller. There he is.
This is the back end of my gifts area. I'm showing you the back end website, and I blew it up just to make sure only the last two orders are on the screen, and you can see how they're separated by time. Okay, so here it is. Sorry.
Wait,
I missed that song.
I tried to not get people's name in there, but there's the last time I got an order, August 23rd. And yesterday was the first order since then. And those were the amounts. Okay? So imagine if someone didn't have any money coming in for 38, 39 days, how fucked they would be. And that's basically where I'm at. And that's from not telling people bullshit. That's telling them the hard truth of what's really going on in the world and what they're really a part of. So my audience flew the coop. And you know what?
Yep.
I honestly don't even give a shit. Because the bottom line is, most people who even pay attention to my stuff, they're not good people. If they were good people,
Man. You guys realize he's talking about you guys, right? It's again, not the guests on the show. Yeah, not you guys. I'm talking about the people who know that are listening. It's just like when I had Padini on here. Like, he's talking about you guys. Like, how terrible, his... it's mind-boggling that these guys don't get it when I'm criticizing them for factioning off of natural law and making their own little social circle where they get attention and they get to all talk like Mark in a group, but not nearly as well, and they don't do any outreach whatsoever. That's the easy thing to do as an activist if you want to be an activist. Oh, I'm going to pay for Mark's class, pay for Mark to vouch for me, pay to get around Mark's people. Then I'm going to take those people and make a group, and we're all just going to stroke each other off. And we're not going to do anything to do any type of internal work or real external work, which is doing outreach to people that don't already know these things. They just want to act like they've figured it out because they took one of Mark's courses and they've watched a bunch of his podcasts, which is not, barely is taking even one step. And you shouldn't be teaching people till you've taken 15 steps. You are not an expert. So stop talking like an expert. These guys are crazy.
I just don't understand why everybody's trying to suck fucking Mark's dick fucking when he's literally sold out to have.
It's not about Mark, though. It's not
about
Mark. That's the law. You have, John Bob and Christian, you guys have Christianity. We have natural law. It's very similar. They're very similar. One has just been used for, control for a long time, and you got to deal with that kind of shit. but it's a very similar thing, and it doesn't really have anything to do with Mark, because Mark's just our funnest spokesperson, basically. He's like our Ron Paul. I don't agree with a lot of. I agree with most of what he says, but not everything. And it's not really about Mark, but it is about the community that's around Mark, of these fake truthers that are claiming to change the world while they're really doing jack shit.
They're just looking for the next witch hunt, dude. They're fucking bunch of betas that are not. You know what I mean? They're looking to pretend they're part of the community rather than actually putting themselves on blast and fucking holding themselves accountable.
It's funny you say that, because this guy Direct D just showed up. I'm an expert on
finally.
Jeffrey all knowing, because he doesn't understand anything about what we're talking about. He's got to make fun of me for being a smarty pants. This guy. So this is a violent felon who kidnapped a woman. He went to jail. He sold drugs in jail. I go to his podcast and he's like, "Oh, when I was in jail, I was like 285. I used to like make fucking people flinch and shit." Like, the dude just and he goes out and he chases lawsuits, tax revenue generated lawsuits, and he thinks he's a fucking activist. And so he's been trying to troll me over here for quite a while, but he doesn't know who he's dealing with. He's trying to do an expose on me, actually. And it was pretty funny. Yeah, it was pretty funny. We'll talk a little bit more later about that. We have a video to watch that's relevant to that, but I'm going to stick to this to try and stay on track. Well, either way, violent felon, scumbag who's proud of being a violent felon, whatever his story may be, is irrelevant. He's scum. Erect D. Yeah, I know. Isn't that the most gay name for a YouTube channel ever? Direct D. That would be like if I was a gay YouTuber, that would be like the greatest name. Like, get me to the D. Directly to the D. But this dude's like this clown, like, that No Jumper podcast. He's like this poor man's fucking Adam 12, who like just puts literally nothing into his Adam 22. Is that his name? Oh, Adam 12 is the guitar player, huh? So yeah, poor man's Adam 22. Terrible broadcaster, terrible presentation, garbage content. But idiots, there's so much scum in the world that this guy's actually supported. So this baby with 200,000 views has to come troll me because he doesn't like what I'm talking about. And his buddy, I talk about his buddy, who's obviously another evil person. And the evil guys have to all stick up for themselves. And it's pretty funny to watch them do it. To watch like why aren't any of these guys pulling like pillars of the community out of the community to vouch for him? It's, oh no, I'm going to send this violent felon to vouch for me. Like, Jesus Christ, you guys.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you this much, that I would like to thank Direct D for coming to the show every week. Actually, he's here. He spends easily about an hour of his time with us. It's very, when you have literally put the science into it, it's, hey man, thanks for hanging. Yeah, like thanks for hanging out. I mean, you put the time into us. I guess it really doesn't matter what you're saying, because there's no such thing as bad publicity. I'm glad you're here.
Thanks for letting us crash on the couch in your head, bro.
Yeah, I guess that's one way to look at it. Yeah, that's kind of what I mean. Yeah. Thanks for, allowing us to, speak and you listen, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. And no, I didn't start this. Barry Cooper started this many years ago. It has nothing to do with me. Again, don't kill the messenger. I'm just passing along information.
Oh, he's got a crush.
I figured.
Yeah,
he's got a crush.
I figured
he
he
loved
did.
me.
He really.
He love bombing me. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I'm not much of the truth community thing, like the whole Mark Passio thing, like what John was saying. I don't have the same angle like everybody else does. I myself,
I don't know anyone who kisses his ass. That's why I'm confused by what he says.
Oh no! See, I don't know much. I don't know much at all.
I've been about him all day.
No, I listen to him, and all I get out of everything that you play videos and what I hear through what he says, I'm like, I agree with him. That's just where I'm at with him. Like, I agree with him. Do I care for his following? Well, I'm not a conformist. So, no, I really don't jump into these groups and stuff about it because I don't. I mean, like, right now, to be honest, if our group grew any bigger to like 20 to 30 in a thing, I think I would just leave. That's too much. Give me anxiety.
Yeah, it's too much.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Would have gotten the message a long time ago. There are some who are. They're exceedingly few. And if they really got the message, they would have been doing this kind of work years ago. Years ago. They didn't. They want to sit back thinking this is some form of fucking entertainment when it's not. This isn't, let's tune in to hear how loud Mark gets on the show this week. If that's what people are doing, they're morons.
You can apply, you guys can apply this to any activism. It doesn't necessarily mean, it doesn't have anything to do with Mark. It's just taking things fucking serious and not just half-assing and trying to do like a social thing when we're actually trying to save the world.
This isn't a joke. It's not comedy. It's not a fucking act. And it's definitely not some social scene.
Justin Padini.
And that's all people know how to make
Social
anything because
scene.
they're morons.
Again, that social scene.
They're either jokester pranksters, prankster losers who everything's a joke to them, nothing
Justin
serious.
Padini.
Everything is to be mocked, ridiculed, and laughed at because that's what they are. They're somebody who's worthy of all that mockery, derision, ridicule because they're a fucking loser. They're not a winner. They're not a doer. They're not somebody who fucking actually takes action. They're just losers. That's what a loser is. A loser is somebody who sits back complaining about other people, never does a fucking thing with their life, never learns a fucking thing, never learns how anything works, never takes any action, sits on their couch with their thumb up their ass complaining about what other people haven't done.
Is he talking about Justin?
Believe me, I have lots of complaints about people too, but that doesn't make me one of them. I'm a person of driven action. And the problem is I've been given a shit team to work with. That's the only problem.
Oh, wow. Shit team to work with. What has Jeffrey Phillips been complaining about? And who has he been going after to try and make better? Mark's shit team. He says it himself out of the horse's mouth. I've been given a shit team. The people around me suck. That's what I thought. That's why I've been doing this for this long. Like, leave, you guys. Like, you guys know who you are. Like, just leave. Stop wasting everyone's time. It's fucking ridiculous.
Just been given a junk team to work with. I'm fine. I'm fine. There's nothing wrong with me or my effort since I awoke. I was as big, if not bigger, of a garbage piece of shit than any of these people I'm talking about when I was younger. Not anymore. I fixed myself. There's no problem with me. And people don't want to hear that. That doesn't mean I'm perfect. You know, I'm not saying I don't have, idiosyncrasies and things that I have to work on. But the problem regarding human slavery still existing in the world is not due to anything I'm doing. I've pulled back from all that bullshit. And if people took my attitude, we'd end this tomorrow. We would have ended it earlier today. The problem is they can't even hear what I'm saying because they're dumb bags of trash whose parents fucked them up and they never unfucked themselves. And that is the reason karma goes on and on and on. People don't want self-improvement. Then they don't want to tell other people you have to self-improve in the same ways I did. This isn't about me doing work on myself and saying, oh, great, that's all I came here for.
Ugh.
You got to initially say, I know there's problems out there in the world. Then you got to point the finger inward and say, what's my contribution to it mentally and through my behavior? Then you got to point the finger back out and say, what are other people doing? If I change and I actually improve myself in these ways, what the fuck are you doing? You know, it's a process of point the finger at yourself first. Yes, learn what's going on in the world, then point the finger at yourself. But then after that, after you make the corrections, then you got to point the finger back outward at other people who haven't done that and haven't looked at themselves. They haven't let us self-examine life. They haven't made those self-corrections to their course in life. That's what shadow work is. That's why I call my later work forced shadow work. Because I'm telling other people it isn't an option to do that shadow work. This is what the New Age wants to tell people. The bullshit it wants to put out is that you can't force anybody else to self-improve. Bullshit. Yes, you can. You absolutely can. You can force someone to self-improve by nonstop badgering. And if we did it enough, and you know whose job that is? That's parents' job to improve their fucking children and make them a mature, responsible, intelligent adult.
And then your peers in society, which is exactly where I come in. So this constantly questioning me about why I'm getting after people that I think deserve to be gotten after is just absolutely batshit. I just don't get it, and it's coming from these guys as students. They're coming from Mark's students. They're telling me this shit, and it's just crazy. Fred from Liebercast is here, obviously in a bad mood. Last time he was here, he was in a good mood. You gonna come up? I don't know. You never know. You never know. So yeah, this is almost done.
And they don't do it because they want to be like, I want my kid to be my friend. I don't want to be their parent that's all over them. I want them to be like me and be my friend. That's the whole fucking problem with this whole fucking planet.
What's wrong with both?
We don't have any real parenting.
You already know.
My kid fucking...
We have no petty tyranny. That's why we have macro political tyranny. Petty tyranny is a good thing. It's not what people think when they hear the word. I can't believe how many people don't know the definition of what petty tyranny is. When you say it to people, they look at you like you're out of your mind for saying, I support it. For people who don't know, petty tyranny means you're on people to improve constantly. You're
Is that not what we're doing here? Like, I'm confused. Like, petty tyranny is tough love. It's getting after people when they're not doing the right thing. That's how we improve. That's how we're going to win this mission we're on. Just making little social circles and kissing each other's ass all day is not going to get that for us. That's hippie lib shit, new age bullshit that you're letting infect your mind because you're factioning off of natural law and you're allowing yourself to get, I don't even know.
Ugh.
Telling people where they lack, and you're on them